Hey guys, it's Todd from Like-Minded Lunatics bringing you, yes, another Drink, Play, Swear. Hey, it's all we do around here. It's all we did in 2021, and it's all we plan to do in 2022. Around here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Drink, Play, Swear, and welcome back to Like-Minded Lunatics. While I'm thinking about it, please hit that bang subscribe button right there. Happy New Year. We're so glad you're here. Mark and I were making a big push on social media to hit 1,000 subscribers by the new year. We made it. We did it. There were some unsubstantiated rumors that an already existing Like-Minded Lunatic went into an old email account. I'm not going to substantiate such rumors. What I am going to say is that we hit the 1,000, and that means that we've got a family of 1,000 weirdos, degenerates, and runaways that gets bigger every day. Thanks for being a like-minded lunatic. Thanks for giving us a wonderful Christmas gift, because when you guys do that, and when you show us how big this family is getting, it just spurs us on to create better stuff every day. So thanks so much. All right, let's get into it. Like-Minded Lunatics is not just me at Drink, Play, Swear. It's also my buddy and writing partner, Mark Gifford, and he's doing great stuff on the channel. Check out the Friday night videos. It's the crown jewel of this operation. If you're not watching those, you're not watching the best stuff on YouTube. But this is Drink, Play, Swear. What do we do at Drink, Play, Swear? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. We play a game, usually a classic one. Today it is Sega. Pair it with a beverage, and I tell you a story. Oh man, today, I'm going to be honest with you, I have never played this game. I have never played this game. This is Streets of Rage 3 from the Sega Genesis. Pairing it today with a Jim Beam and Coke. It's 2022, making a lot of changes, but not in this. No, the channel's exactly the same. I'm having a beverage that I want to have. All right. And I'm telling you a story, of course, as always. That's right, because here at Drink, Play, Swear, play a game, usually a classic one, pair with a beverage, and I tell you a story. All right, Streets of Rage 3. Now, I played Streets of Rage 4 before on the channel. The newer one, you can check that one out right there. And I'm very familiar with Streets of Rage 2. That's the one I had on the Sega Genesis and played it a lot. But I don't remember this one, so you're going to see me fumbling and struggling if there are any deviations from the norm on this game. So let's check it out. Let's get started. And then in a minute, we'll get into the story. All right. By the way, Genesis fans, if you can go to options, I like to go to options. Yeah, because look at this. You can change your lives. 5. And 3 is not good enough for me. I need the 5. So let's do that. And 1 player today. By myself. Okay. I gotta be Blaze. I like being the ladies on here, and look at the techniques are excellent. The jump's very good. Yeah, see, look at the speed on this dude. Axel? No, I'm not being Axel. Let's go Blaze. It's Blaze. All right, what are we doing for the story today? Well, I want to tell you a really special one today. It's the story of how I became engaged to my wife. I can't believe I haven't told this one yet because it's special to me. It might not be like a big dramatic thing, like there are no fires in this, there's no explosions, do you know what I mean? But it's a story that means a lot to me. So I'm going to share today with you the story of my engagement to my wife. And don't worry, wives out there, you're like, this is cringeworthy. This guy's going to get into some stuff. No, I'm not. This story is pre-approved by my wife. That's right. Seal of approval. Let's skip the story and get to the game. All right. So it's going to have to be a long story short on this. Man, look at that. I love the punch with the like electricity. I can already tell I'm going to like this. I love a beat 'em up. You know I love a Capcom beat 'em up. No, this isn't Capcom. Well, it's a good beat 'em up anyway. Like, how do you do choreography? I was looking for a verb there I couldn't find. A choreograph. Sorry. How do you choreograph the outfits? Like, these people look all exactly the same. That's what I was trying to say. What am I doing on the moves here? I'm hitting buttons and it's not doing anything. So let me get a quick review of the moves. Okay, sweep the leg and jump and somersault. as a 4th button? I don't know. I guess they had, at that time, the 6-button controller on the Genesis already. I'm playing on the Switch today, so I'm playing on my modern controller. So I don't know what their original intentions were. All right. So, to give you the quick on my relationship before we were engaged, I'll just say that my wife and I met when we were 10. I know you're thinking, that's adorable. You guys have been in love since you were 10? Well, no. We didn't really become friends till we were about 15, maybe 16. Dated, and broke up, and then in college dated and broke up, and you know, our path was not a straight line, let's say. But you do know stories about me going to grad school in Kansas, so I moved away to Kansas on my own, 2 states away from my home state of Texas, and did grad school, came home with a master's degree in English, but no job. And I've talked about my lost year before. This technically, the story today occurs during my lost year. That is where I was just cobbling together, like making a few bucks, not enrolled in school, and not really in like a vocation or a job of choice. Okay. Well, I moved back to Texas, and I hadn't really talked to the woman who would be my wife in some time, but she called me up, recognized her phone number on my Nokia cell phone, okay, and she invited me to a Green Day concert, okay? Now, she was going with her sister. They said they had an extra ticket. I don't know if that was like a real thing or if she bought it just to go with me. Who knows? I don't even need to know. Who's this dude? Businessman. Off screen, hiding off screen. Come on over. Is it 2 guys? McBride. Officer McBride. And those 2 dudes falling off screen and everything. Anyway, the woman who would be my wife knew that I love Green Day and that I would be excited about this, and I would, of course, say yes. I mean, look at this. Ooh. That's a drive-by. That's a drive-by vinyling. Look at that. There it goes. 1994, I was 13 years old. Dookie came out. I was really excited about that record and a bunch of their records. And then in 2005, that's when this story takes place. American Idiot had just come out. Huge record. You know, very... can I get rid of this guy? You know, very rebellious during the second Bush administration, right? American Idiot. Huge record. Loved it, and loved to go to the concert. So went to the concert, and one of my memories, like a weird memory I have from this concert, is that lining up to get into the concert with the woman who would be my wife and her sister, whom I was close with, still very close with, is that I got to the front of the line, and the guy in front of security says, oh no, you can't wear your chain wallet in here. I had been wearing a chain wallet since I was like 15 years old, and here I was, 23, 24, something like that at this time, still wearing a chain wallet. And the guy goes, you're gonna have to take that back out to your car. Well, the woman who would be my wife volunteered to walk back out to the car with me if that's what I wanted to do, and I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna throw it out. Not the wallet, but I'm gonna throw out the chain part of the wallet. It was a time for me, you see, of a transitions. You know, I had moved back from Kansas to Texas. I had a master's degree. I was still looking for a job, but I was ready to make a change. And I was ready to give a serious go at a relationship with this woman who I'd known a long time, and to maybe be a little less selfish this time around. So transitions were happening, changes were happening. I could already see losing the chain wallet was going to be part of that. Make some changes, not only in who I was going to be, but in the way I was going to look. Threw the chain wallet in the garbage and had a great time at the Green Day concert. Let me tell you something. Billy Joe Armstrong is a showman, okay? I didn't know that. I always liked his songwriting and everything. Who are these guys in the speedboat? I always loved his songwriting and everything, but I didn't know he was a front man. I didn't know he was a showman. By all accounts, you know, James Hetfield, Dave Grohl, maybe those are the biggest showmen, frontmen, rock and roll guys, you know, still performing today. But I'm going to put Billy Joe Armstrong just under the two of them because he is serious. And there is a DVD out there a pretty popular DVD of the concerts that they did during the American Idiot Tour. Just amazing. Blew me away. I had a great time. And when I left the concert that night with the woman who would be my wife, and we had experienced the music together and had been around each other for the first time in a long time, I knew that when I had the money, I was gonna propose to her, and I wanted her to be my wife. And so I started saving money. Now, I didn't have a career yet, okay? So it was gonna take a while for me to save. I told you stories from this time period, like when I unloaded trucks at Target. That's this year, 2005. Unloaded trucks at Target that year, saving a little money. I sold vacuum cleaners door to door that year, okay? I did adjunct at my old alma mater. Shout out to the Bulldogs, Texas Lutheran. And that was nice. Got to exercise the academic thing. But I also was like, and this is a story for another day, I was also like a gym coach for a kindergarten. I'm not particularly athletic, but I happen to be like 6'2", 6'3". And if you can accomplish a simple layup in basketball at 6'2", 5-year-old kids, they just worship you. If you need like a boost in your confidence, do a layup for a 5-year-old on a regulation hoop, and they think you're amazing. So over the course of that year, doing those little odd jobs, I was able to save enough money to buy a nice wedding ring, an engagement ring, that is, for the woman who would be my wife. And I knew exactly what she wanted. She wanted a platinum ring. She wanted princess cut, okay? And then, of course, if you're an engagement ring person or a jewelry person, you know that cut and clarity and all that is important. And I did the best I could. I think I'm still happy with what I was able to do for her. So I get the ring, right? I finally get the ring, and I had a plan. Okay, now, there are amazing stories about when people have proposed. And I'm going to tell you already right now, like mine is like super disappointing in terms of drama, okay? Because I was not able to pull off a beautifully dramatic moment. Like you hear about people doing these big dramatic things, like what? They're at a basketball game and they do it on the Jumbotron, or they do it at the top of a mountain, or in front of 100 people or something. No, I'm going to tell you right now, spoiler alert, I propose to the woman who would be my wife at her apartment in between the foosball table and the kitchen sink, okay? In this tiny little apartment she had. Well, how did I get there? Why did it go so wrong? Well, I did have a plan to do a slightly more dramatic thing. I really did. We were set to go to Port Aransas, which, for those of you non-Texans, is a fun little town, community on the Texas coast. We call it Third Coast around here. But fun place we still love to go on the beach in Texas, okay? And so I was going to, over Easter weekend that year, propose to her, and I thought maybe I'd do it on the beach, kind of romantic style at night. Well, here's the problem, is that like, I got the ring, and I was so excited I couldn't wait, right? So what did I do? Well, I actually did go pretty traditional. I asked for her dad's blessing, right? So I call up her dad and ask if I can come over to his house, and got the blessing. And I was so excited because I finally had the ring. I've been planning this for a year. I had the ring, I had the blessing from the soon-to-be father-in-law, so I was just gonna do it. I was just gonna run to her apartment and do it. But I get there, and one of her best friends is there with her, and they're like unloading groceries in like a cute but mundane moment, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do this with her here, right? So I probably got a little pissed off. What is this dude? Whoa, look at this boss. Like I'm in Cobra Kai. This dude's impressive. And a multi-health bar situation. Let's see if we can beat a boss. Ooh, health. Is there any situation where you would walk up to a oil drum, punch it as hard as you can, just for fun, and then discover that there is a completely cooked turkey inside, and then eat it in the middle of a street fight? Like, how unrealistic is all of this? But I love it. I love these games. I understand now what my A button is doing, is it's this supercharge You see the little, in the center of the screen, there's like a blue bar that's building. That's my supercharged, like that. I'm figuring out how to play this now. Okay. That's a cool feature. I'm gonna smoke this dude right now. Let me show off. Right now. Oh, yeah! All right. So, I can't do it. Wait, what? Oh, this dude's being taken away. I thought he was coming back as like a twice as strong bad guy. No, stage 1, clear. First time, no practice. Not gonna brag. And bragging. So I wasn't able to do it right then. And I was super disappointed. I was frustrated. And I could tell that the woman who would be my wife and her very good friend, best friend at the time, was like, what's wrong with him? He's grumpy. Well, the thing's burning a hole in my pocket. I got an engagement ring in my pocket. I got the permission from the dad. So I tell myself, well, it's okay. You were supposed to wait, right? You had plans to wait until Easter weekend anyway, so now you can wait till Easter weekend. But that night, you see, it's just the two of us. And we're watching Law & Order SVU, which is what we did in those days. In fact, 2 months before that had been Valentine's Day. And I had done just like a little at-home Valentine's Day thing. Bottle of Pinot Noir, a wheel of brie, some crusty bread, and I bought her, I mean, it was 2005, so the DVD box sets were a big deal. Law & Order SVU box set, season 1. And we were just going to sit there and watch it, hang out, kick back on the futon, okay, and watch it. And it was great. About halfway through that Valentine's evening, I had to apologize because I was like, I just realized, I know we both love this show, but I bought you a sex crime police drama for Valentine's Day. Maybe not the most romantic, but she liked it. No, it was great. And that wheel of brie was excellent, by the way. Love a wheel of brie. But anyway, so, 2 months later, here we are. We're still finishing that set of DVDs, the box set. And we're just sitting there. And at the time, I was a cigarette smoker. And so we would take breaks, and she was kind enough to go outside with me while I smoked cigarettes. There I am, like my emotions are fluttering, right? And I realized that I'm going to ask her then and there. Well, we're standing outside. I'm a smelly cigarette smoker, and there's no light. It's completely dark. So even if I got on one knee right then and there, I got a cigarette in my mouth, and she couldn't even see the ring box. So I'm getting grumpy again because, I just want to do this. I'm so excited. I want to be engaged to this woman whom I love. Can't wait anymore. So we come inside, close the door, and yes, as I said before, in between the foosball table, the kitchen sink, and behind us is the back door, I just get on a knee. I pull that ring out of my pocket, and I say, I'm sorry I've been grumpy today, but I can't wait anymore, and I'm excited. Will you marry me? Well, she said yes, or I wouldn't be telling you this story right now. And it was a beautiful evening. We called a few friends up. We had some people over. I think we maybe even played cards or something. We were big into Texas Hold'em at the time, and just sat and reminisced and talked about how I had done the proposal, and everyone agreed it was pretty lame, pretty lame, Todd. But you know what was amazing is that I remember that evening, I realized that I wasn't just living for me anymore, and that because I had a partner, and it was the two of us, and it's been that way for the 15 plus years since then. Is that everything I do and all the decisions I make, it's not just for me, and I found that so comforting. And I know a lot of guys, they like their own people, not just guys, like their independence. But I loved the fact that I had a person now. And so we would go on to get married 15 months later on 7/7/07. Lucky sevens for us, and it's been lucky so far. A lot of hardship, a lot of difficult things, and we've taken turns carrying each over the years, but proud to be married. And yes, it's not a great, I didn't jump out of an airplane with an engagement ring as we slowly came to the earth. It wasn't big and dramatic like that, but it worked for us. I have to say, real quick story as we wrap up here today. I beat the first boss. You'll notice that I'm not wearing a wedding ring. You go, Todd, is everything okay? Everything is fine. But this may be a story for another day. I have to tell you this crazy thing. 5 days before Christmas, this past Christmas, just weeks ago, my daughter, a 10-year-old daughter, woke up early in the morning with a stomach ache. My wife took her to the emergency room. She needed an appendectomy. Her appendix was not about to burst, but it needed to be removed. So from the emergency room, my wife and my daughter took an ambulance to the hospital. I met them there that morning, and my daughter had a successful appendectomy, recovered just fine. When I went out to the car, I discovered in the parking garage that the tire was flat on the car. So I went about changing the tire, and as I was trying to get the lug nuts free on this car, snapped my wedding ring in two. I pocketed the wedding ring because this tungsten is supposed to be unbreakable. Well, it lasted 14 years. It was unbreakable for 14 years. Showed my wife that it had broken, and then my daughter was ready to go home that evening. She has recovered fine. But that was a crazy day. Appendectomy from my daughter, flat tire in the parking lot with a car like right next to our car, by the way, like over the line. I was enraged and broke my wedding ring. Big day. That wedding ring lasted 14 years, but our marriage, of course, is lasting much longer. And I need to go see if I can get that replacement for that ring. Okay. So, Happy New Year. Thanks for being with us. That's the story of my engagement. Beat that good-looking bad guy. Wasn't he a good-looking bad guy from Streets of Rage 3? And thanks for being with us here at Like Minded Lunatics. In between the now and the next time I talk to you, I'm Toddy Mac Wright, Scottish, 37%, still doing it in 2022. See ya.